And I was like, why are you so obsessed with this?
What's poppin'? We are back with another one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Stay Golden. As always, it's your host, plus size Jessica Rabbit, the one and only. Y'all also know me as Lexi. Feel free to, refer to me as whatever you would like. We kind of switching things up a little bit, y'all. We got a very special guest here today, and we're going to talk about some real high-key deep shit. I want to bring in Seantae.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm just really happy to be here.
Thank you, for sure. I'm happy to give that opportunity for you. I do just want to say, you guys, we are doing an episode on a weight loss surgery that you had. Which specific surgery?
So it's actually not very popular. It's called the duodenal switch. The ones you most often hear about.
Can we say it slow?
Sorry.
Because I said, what the hell?
It's the duodenal switch.
Right.
Yeah, so the ones you most often hear about are the bypass or the sleeve. This one's kind of like a combination of both.
Right.
So it's not super popular. I've had doctors they're like, what is that?
Right. So we're going to give y'all kind of some little backside on that. I do want to say how we know each other, though. I want to give you guys that background. Now, as y'all know, I am a content creator, TikTok queen of all, and I'm pretty sure that's how we know each other.
Yeah, so you popped up on my FYP and talking about if you're interested in the plus size movement in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm here.
And she was in one of my many group chats that I had. If y'all were around for the group chat era days with the influencers, it was hectic, and she was in there. I will say, though, our kind of friendship is special to me because majority of everyone that I have met online, I did shoots with. Mm-hmm. I have did shoots with you, but not with influencers, with my very intimate little baby girls. Yeah. So that feels special to me because y'all don't get to see my kids. Y'all is weird as fuck. So, to bring my kids around somebody else, I feel like I have that kind of, special bond with you. And then, I can still talk to you about the influencers. Right. Because, you were in the chat, so, you know what was going on and stuff. And I want to say, a lot of girls had, opinions about everything. And you were just so neutral. It feels like a safe place when I talk to you. And we talk pretty much every day. Yeah. We be sending pictures, voice messages. I blow her up with voice messages. She sends me stuff that she's wearing. Is this cute? And she always be hooking me up with, little fire websites to buy stuff. So special as fuck to me. You're also a mommy. And yeah, I'm grateful that TikTok could high-key bring us together.
Right. I love you. I love you so fucking much.
When I met you, when we did the Girls' Christmas shoot, you were heavier. Mm-hmm. So even just to see today, I'm like, you guys, she is looking fucking good. When did that kind of journey for you start? Not necessarily you getting surgery, but when were you thinking you know what, I want to get the surgery? When did all of this start for you?
Honestly, years ago. I was looking into the surgery. I've looked into it twice now.
Right.
Both times didn't work out just because of other variables, but this last time, me and my boyfriend took our daughter to the zoo. Bitch, I was winded. I was tired. It was hard. It was terrible. Right. So on top of how I felt, we got a picture taken, and I wanted to cry at how I looked. I knew I put on weight, but I was just like, who the fuck is this? Right. So at that point, okay, I need to figure out what I can do. Thankfully, my job did cover a majority of the surgery, so shout out to my job. Because I was getting to the point of, I was going to go to Mexico. I'm like, I'm tired of this, but I knew that there's other factors I struggled with in regards to my weight. So yeah, I'll say that day at the zoo, if I ever show anyone a before picture, it's that one. Because that was I'm fucking done with this point.
What do you have to do before you can get qualified for surgery? Because I have somebody that's got a similar surgery, the gastric sleeve. I guess not similar, but you know what I'm saying. And they had to high-key go through a lot of stuff. She was telling me they had to see a food counselor, a food therapist. What was that experience like before surgery? What was all the things that you had to do?
It was a lot. So insurance requirements, it can vary depending on the insurance. For mine, I had to do 6 months of appointments with a nutritionist. I had to get clearance regarding my heart, my stomach. You have to get a clearance from a psychiatrist to make sure you can mentally handle it, because there's a lot that goes into it. So a lot of clearances. Through the process, I found out I have sleep apnea, or I had it. So I had to go through getting a CPAP machine, and that was a struggle because that company was just unprofessional as fuck. So I did a lot of crying while going through it. And I was also trying to get it done before the end of the year because my deductible is going to reset. I'm like, I need this to be as cheap as possible.
Right.
So there is a lot, and it's just a long process, and that's partly what discourages a lot of people from doing it. But also, it's like that time's going to pass regardless. So just go through it. It's going to be better for your health. It's worth the effort and the time.
Yeah, like you had to jump through hurdles, but look at you now.
Right.
Like, what was your what is your goal weight?
I haven't really established a goal weight. I would say probably to start, I'll say 250 pounds. I'll say that's my immediate goal weight. We'll be transparent. My highest weight was 447 pounds. I think when we did the session with you, I don't know where I was at that point. I wasn't really weighing myself. But yeah, my highest weight was 447 pounds. So if I get down to 250, that'd be fucking great. Depending on how I look and how I feel, I might go a little bit lower, but that's my immediate goal.
And to be honest, you can visibly see that you lost weight.
Thank
you
you.
are not sitting here as a 447 pound
Thank you, I appreciate that.
All. Like, you guys have to understand, like, yes, she did the surgery, but there's still lots of other things to go through. Like, you have to kind of adapt this new lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change from my understanding, you know? Like, you can't really, like, kind of fall off track or you will fuck up all that progress.
Yeah.
And then not only that, like, excess skin, is that something that kind of down the road that you're kind of thinking about, like, once you've lost all the weight that you're wanting to?
Possibly. Right now, I am planning on trying to get to the gym to tighten up what I can. I am planning on.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lose all this weight to be stuck in a bra.
Right.
Like, no, I'm gonna need them up here. It's yeah. But yeah, I do want to try to get in the gym to tighten up, lift what I can, and then possibly a tummy tuck.
Right.
But that was always something that kind of discouraged me was the excess skin. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, and I see a lot of women asking like, "Oh, excess skin, excess skin." Everyone's like, "So what? Like, it's worth it. It's worth your health. It's worth your quality of life. Fuck the excess skin. Cut it off if you need to."
Literally. Have you noticed since you have lost some weight that your interactions, maybe like when you're out with your daughter, they're easier? I know you said the zoo, you were pretty like whipped out and stuff. And I'll just say, like, y'all know I'm a plus size girl. Like, I put on for the plus size girlies, but that is a real thing. Y'all, I don't fuck with stairs.
It's hard.
Okay, I don't like to park far. Okay, so yes, I get you. But so just to kind of be like hyper vigilant and like self-aware of that, like, okay, damn, I'm having a hard time getting the surgery. How is it now?
So much easier.
Yeah.
Even just the desire to do things with her is a lot easier. Even on weekends, like before, we're just in the house all weekend. So it's like, I'm tired, I'm fat, I don't want to do nothing. So now it's like, oh, let's make a random trip to the store, or we've taken her to the aquarium, just trying to find different things to do with her. And I'll say she was my biggest reason for doing it and sticking with it, because that little girl's fast.
Right.
If she takes off, I can't catch up to her. Thankfully, she's still at the point where if I yell, she'll stop, but that might change. So I'm like, I gotta be able to keep up with her little ass.
Shout out to your baby girl. Sometimes your kids really do be the reasons for you to really like change your whole entire lifestyle and like really just be better for them. So I kind of figured that was really that real big reason. Not even just that, have you noticed that since you have lost weight that previous health concerns that you have maybe like kind of lessened? I know you said that you did find out you had
sleep apnea.
Right, sleep apnea, but have any of your other kind of health factors kind of gone down? Like me, I used to be pre-diabetic. So I had to kind of work on that. I had to do like some low carb shit because you can't be doing that.
And carbs are so great. It's hard.
So have any of those kind of like lessened for you? Do you have any other health complications?
So I was pre-diabetic, but I'm good on that now. Love that. I was always really scared of that because diabetes runs in my family real heavy. Yeah. And then I also had a really bad issue with high blood pressure after my surgery because my medication had some interactions with the other medications. They told me to stop it. And I saw my surgeon and she's like, "Oh, your blood pressure's great. You're still not taking your medication." I'm like, "Nope, I've been off it since my surgery." She's like, "Oh, wonderful." So I was like, "All right, cool."
Did you have to lose any weight prior to the surgery?
I didn't have to, I just couldn't gain any. Some insurances or doctor's offices will require you to lose a certain amount of weight, but So
you couldn't even gain 1 pound?
No, I couldn't be 447.2. I could not gain any weight in that 6 months. So
that's stressful.
Yeah, but I was working on changing my lifestyle from that point.
Right.
So I actually dropped 35 pounds before my surgery.
Okay, that's good.
Partially because of that 2-week liquid diet, but but still.
I remember it was like the liquid diet. Let's talk about it. What were you surviving on?
Protein shakes and water. And popsicles.
Damn.
Yeah, because I could not find a broth that I liked.
Right.
It was just icky. So yeah, protein shakes, water, and popsicles.
Right.
And then that kind of carried on after my surgery as well. So I didn't have any kind of solid food for like a month.
Right.
That's hard.
That's tough as hell. Because I'd be hungry.
Right. And then you were posting all these good things like Lexi.
Swear to God, that's really how we kind of got close, because y'all know I'd be posting on Snap. Well, y'all don't know, but I'd be posting on Snap a lot. Anytime I go outside eating, you're gonna see, and I be eating good, okay? She always would be like, "Are you getting crumble? Where the crumble cookies at for the week?" She'd be like, "Where are you at?" So for sure, I kind of want to give the viewers a really deep dive on the day of surgery. What time did you have to be in? How was that? Were you scared? Who was there for you? How long were you in the hospital? Like, give us that juicy insider, because bitch, I might want to go get it. I don't know.
That day was extremely nerve-wracking. One, I knew I was going to be there at least one night. I at that point had never been away from my daughter overnight. So I was very
anxiety.
Emotional. Yeah, I'm like, it's my baby.
Right.
Yeah, so my surgery was scheduled for 11, if I'm remembering correctly, but my surgeon had finished her previous surgery like ahead of time. So like, oh, if you get her earlier, we can get everything going. So I was like, all right, I'm already on my way. I'll be there.
Right.
Let's get this going. My sister, one of my sisters, she's the one I'm definitely closest with, she drove down from Apple Valley to be here.
Aww.
Yeah, so she was my transportation to my surgery. Also, shout out because she made sure my daughter's hair was good for school while I was in the hospital.
Aww.
Appreciate her. Her daddy cannot do hair. So she is my transportation. Emotion-wise, I've never had surgery. I've never broken a bone. I've never sprained anything. This was my first major anything. I was in tears.
For sure.
Like, I've never been put under. Well, I've had to be put under for something regarding surgery, but this is my first majorly, like, bitch, you gonna be knocked out.
Right.
So I was really scared, and of course, my surgeon had went over all the risks, and there's always a risk with any kind of surgery. Chances of death are like minimal, but there's still a chance.
For sure.
But I remember I was crying as they're rolling me back. We get into the room, everyone's kind of getting ready to go, and they're putting the mask on me to go to sleep, and I'm just crying. And the surgeon that was assisting my surgeon, he's like rubbing my shoulder. He's like, "You're gonna be great. It's gonna be fine." I remember falling asleep crying to him, like rubbing my shoulder. And then I woke up, and I was in pain. But
how long was the procedure?
I believe she said it took her like an hour and a half, so it wasn't very long.
That's quick.
Yeah. She's efficient. I love her.
What does the procedure like necessarily entail? Because I know certain ones, like they'll reduce your stomach size or they'll put a band over it. So what is necessarily this doing specifically?
So with this one, they cut out 80% of my stomach, so I've got a little pouch.
Yeah, I see that. I said, damn, that little small tummy.
And they also reroute like how I absorb food.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
that's cool.
Yeah, so I have to take a shit ton of vitamins now to make sure I'm getting what I need because my body's not absorbing food the way it used to. So yeah, it's a combination of can't eat that much and my body's not absorbing everything like it used to. So then weight loss.
How much weight have you lost thus far?
So overall, including the weight I lost before my surgery, from my highest weight, I am down 121 pounds.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. That's big. And I'm gonna be honest, to me, it feels like such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I feel like I just seen you. We were doing the photos for the girls, and then I feel like you just got the surgery so quick. And I think that, like, healthcare is kind of getting better at that. Because I know a dude that's actually about to get his surgery on November, and he just started his, like, process a couple months ago. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, damn, healthcare is moving fast. Because I think before, it would take, like, a year for you to get accepted.
Yeah, it can definitely take a while, and that's why I was, like, so nervous. And, like, I really want to get it before the end of the year.
For sure.
Yeah, but there's kept, like, little variables popping up, and offices not being on their shit. I'm like, y'all.
Right.
I'm not, like... again, shout out to my job. The deductible wouldn't have been that much anyways. But if we can get that down, let's do that. Let's save you some money.
Right. What was your deductible? What did you have to come out of pocket?
So if I would have had to pay my full deductible, it would have been less than $1,000. I ended up paying like $300.
Fire!
Yeah.
I'm in there next year. I am literally in there. I love that so much. Damn. That's fire. I didn't even think about that. I was wondering, like, how much did she actually pay for that?
Yeah, I was so thankful. I actually looked at, like, what the full cost would have been between the procedure itself and my surgeon's fees, and it would have been well over $10,000, like, full cost out of pocket. So, shout out to my insurance.
Period. Literally. And who was your doctor? Can we shout out the doctor?
Yes, her name is Dr. Maria Brown. Love her. She works out in Mesa and Gilbert. I had my procedure done at Gilbert. Forgot the name of the hospital, if I'm being honest, but care team was great. If you're looking to get bariatric surgery, 10 out of 10 would recommend her. I did a lot of research. Like I said, I've never had surgery.
For sure.
And as a woman of color, I'm always scared of how we get treated in there. Yeah. So I've read the reviews. A lot of women of color are like, oh, she's great. I was like, cool, let me meet her. And her vibes are great. I love her.
Is she a woman of color?
No, but she's very personable. And
I love that.
Yeah, so I love her.
Honestly, I will say, like, I am somebody that is kind of, I mean, y'all know I'm biracial, but honestly, like, yeah, I only fuck with black doctors, period. I'm not, so I'm happy that you found one that works. As we're kind of like wrapping up here, I really do kind of want to talk about those non-scale victories because I know that they kind of tell you not to really watch the scale so much because it's going to go up and down. What has been some of those non-scale victories, those big ones?
I'll say my went to my first concert, Meg Thee Stallion. Great time, love her. I was able to comfortably fit in the seat. And when I sat down, I was like, I wouldn't be able to fit in the seat last year. And I always avoided going to things like that out of that fear. So that felt great. Clothing-wise, I've been shopping a lot more.
For sure.
Love it. It's like,
that's all we talk about.
Like, I feel so like, oh, I'm going to buy this. And it actually fits me.
Right.
I'll say my most recent one was just last night. My boyfriend drove my car, and then I got in afterwards. And he's smaller. Skinny niggas love big girls. I don't know.
I would say that.
But I got in the seat after him. I was like, oh, I can sit here.
Right.
So just things like that. Like just things that you would never really think about.
For sure. Those non-scale victories sometimes are so much more important than that number on the scale, to be honest. Like, I just recently had like something similar, and I haven't like did no surgery. I just do low carb, or bitch, I'm just really stressed out and not eating. But what I will say is like, girl, I went to Denver like 2 years ago, and I had this fanny pack, and that shit would not fit. And I was like, that's wild. I had to get like a little extender, you know? And then just this year, I put it on, and like it goes around my waist good. I'm like, okay.
And it's those little things. Even like this outfit, I bought it a couple years ago. I've worn it maybe once, and it was not comfortable. I was like, oh, okay, well, she fit in that. We good.
What advice would you give to anyone that's looking to have the surgery or is kind of inquiring about weight loss surgery?
I would make sure that you are fully mentally prepared and emotionally. It's a lot, especially when you can't eat solid food for a month or so, depending on your diet.
For sure.
It definitely takes a lot. You have to commit to the change. Everyone's going to have times where they slide off. We're human. But make sure you're following what your doctor tells you and not what people on Facebook tell you.
Hello. Y'all are not Facebook. Facebook think they is the doctor of the news.
Literally.
It's the police. CPS.
Like advice is cool. Medical advice, now go to your doctor.
For sure. Y'all are going to be seeing more of her. I honestly want to do a touch-up in another maybe like 6 months. Kind of see kind of where you're at and stuff. I'm down for the journey. I mean, I don't know. I might be getting into myself soon. Honestly, you motivate me a lot because like, I love myself, and I think that it's dope that you care about your health enough and your kid enough to like take those measures, get healthy for her. Not saying you can't be a wonderful mom and be healthy when you're plus size, but it is fucking hard. Like, it is just tough. So we want to bring that kind of like awareness to other people that if you're sitting at home and you're not feeling super good about yourself, like there are options. And if you work, look into that healthcare because as you can see, like, girl, less than a car deductible. Okay? Just to change your life around, as long as you can be consistent and put in the work that Hiking needs to be put in. So, yeah, shout out to you. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for having me.
Where can they tap in with you on social media?
So my Instagram is private because I got my baby on there. My TikTok is Seantae Ballin, and my Instagram, if you want to follow me, is s.larryphoto. I do photography, and my boudoir photography is linked on there as well. So if you need a session, let me know.
And we'll go ahead and link that for y'all in the comments. As always, if you guys are trying to tap in with me, it's going to be plus size Jessica Rabbit around the board. That's going to be on TikTok and IG. You're not getting my snap. Out the fuck off. But please feel free to tap in on there. I would love to talk with y'all. And stay tuned for another episode with you. We're going to be coming back. That's some real shit. Love and light, y'all.